Yeah, hi Naresh.
Hi.
Nice to be with you. We didn't do any preparation, just to be for we are doing this impromptu. Yeah. Um, I think see what the audience might like to know from your experience today would be to you're coming from a large corporation, right? And corporations have structures, and a lot of companies have not thought about this role, right? And I see there was one group which have kept a very senior leader, and we can see this across the group, right? And the question is not what they have done, right? The question is why does a company think like this, right? If you can just share, because it doesn't add immediate value. I just say this quarter P&L, is it going to impact? Yeah. Therefore, if you ask me as an entrepreneur, if I just have this role, it's not going to help. But there's a company which has a slightly longer term vision. So we can just share what is the origin story of this.
So I think very interesting question. And I was asking him that what you are going to ask me. He said, I have no idea. So I have no idea what you are asking and how I will answer. But it's my experience which I want to share. I still remember I have worked in corporate in entire value chain in last 3 decades. And from outside people say it is very successful thing. But I have seen very challenging and up and down in this. Your specific thing, how big corporation drive this agenda. I think irrespective of size and scale, three things which is very important. One is that what is the purpose of the organization? If purpose of the organization, irrespective of size and scale, is right, they will do it in right manner. So I think first and foremost, we heard USI. Purpose is very important. We heard nature take. Purpose is very important. Second thing, everyone talk about, and it's sometime green and brownie pint to score something quickly. It is marketing gimmick. We have seen many company in name of fast fashion, slow fashion, responsible fashion. But what is important is, and very critical is that intent right? If intent is right, purpose is first thing, then all that content you will build around it. And I just remember one thing. When I took over this role, you know that lot of people ask me, Arey, Dr. Saab, you have been sidelined. You have been put something which is unknown and uncharted territory. But this is it's not by design. I choose to take it because I was keen to make some change. And at my level, choosing this and making the change is something which I'll enjoy. One more example I will give. It's not only environment and social. Without economy, there is no business which can be sustainable. Economy, and you have to put the case of economy in front of your business leader. One of the seasoned CEO, he challenged me what I am doing. And you know that almost 15 years back, I thought to do something called PLM, Product Lifecycle Management. It was unheard that time. And in successful brand company, which you started your journey, challenged me that, अरे क्या होता है ये क्यों करना है I say, I don't know क्या होता है, but I know it is the way to collaborate, it is the way to get transparency, it is the way to eliminate inefficiency in the system. Today we talk about waste, whether it is resource waste, money waste, manpower waste, time waste. Everything is inefficiency in our system. So how we eliminate it, how we reduce it, and how we optimize it is the best way for sustainability, economy, and if economy is right, and you convert that delta into positive for society and environment, then you don't need to convince anything. One more example, my colleague, ex-colleague, Natwar is sitting here. You remember that one set of 300 gram, one to 250 to 300 gram, 160 to 180 gram of packaging material, 22 packaging item. Is it required from Alpine to this tag to that tag? And you know how much cost it is? We save 5 crore rupees. We eliminated that 22 item, that time we call BSVA. Prem and Natwar know it well, big scale value analysis. Why we need to give it to consumer if they don't need it? Why to uh, enforce supplier to do it if it no value add? And today this is 7 item. And same CEO and other CEO also who used to challenge me, they are saying this is the best thing which we have done. So if you show the economy around it, which CEO will not take P&L benefit of 5 crore rupees? You tell me. So sustainability is not putting right green poster on wall. It's walking the talk and doing what is right for organization, what is right for supplier, what is right for consumer. And I think I travel that uncharted role and territory, which I enjoy. And I'm sure everyone in this room enjoy it. And if you have passion, you'll make it not one company, but make it to every company and mass movement. We need behavioral change. We need systematic change, which will not come from one individual or one organization.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what I hear is one is you start with purpose, right? And the second is sustainability is also about reduce, right? For example, you reduced.
Reduce is one of the part of it.
Yeah.
Eliminate.
Yeah.
If you don't need it, why you need to do it? If you wear only that 10 garment, you use 10 garment. You eliminate all that your 20 garment, or don't even throw it to landfill. Increase the longevity. Give it to someone who can not afford it. You can afford to buy it, but someone else can't afford to buy it. So increase the durability and longevity, not to go it to landfill.
Yeah. How many of you face challenge when you take a sustainability idea, but it's going through a lot of internal challenges for you to get through to reality? You face a lot of challenge. Let's ask that question, right? Now, one is to say that I'm personally, as a professional with an organization, excited, I'm bringing a lot of ideas, and somebody puts that down. I'm sure you've gone through this, and the same CEO came back and saying that now you're adding significant value. I never realized this would.
They never say significant. They say you are. They will say you are right. Sometimes you think ahead of time, which we are too busy in our Excel sheet, and it's their priority. It's okay. Someone need to think, and that's why that you have balanced management committee to think everyone for that survival and sustenance of the organization in short term and longer term.
And it goes through a lot of duress, right? Which means that you're thinking that you're doing good, but you're not able to move some idea forward. And that will have a lot of psychological issues, right? And some people can say, ditch it. Let's not move forward. And some people have the courage to move forward. Now, the question here is, how did you pursue, right? How do you persevere?
I think that if you are convinced and your belief system is that this idea is going to work, sustainability requires that three things. One is your passion. Second is your pursuance. You need to pursue the same thing. You can't. You will fail 5 times, 6 times, you will qualify to make it happen. Passion, pursuance, and then it will translate into performance. If you are I can give you many examples. If you take 10 experiment, because experiment is nothing, it's doing thing differently and bringing innovation and creativity. Not necessarily all 10 will be successful. Maybe only 3 is successful, 4 are successful. But how you learn that, I was taught in one of my MBA program, learn early, fail early, learn faster. It's okay to fail. And I'm not shy of saying that I failed multiple times. Even still I fail. But it's okay. It's okay.
What's your failure to success ratio on the experiments?
I never count what is the ratio.
But just a number.
I think if you see my journey, first of all, I'm not textile engineer. I venture into industry where I have become expert. Second, I was not MBA. I venture into and I have become a good professional in that. So I think there is nothing called failure. It's learning. And sometimes you find that learning is giving you more motivation to do something, because something you will not repeat that mistake again and again. So your learning, you will make your next experiment more successful. And I was told something called design of experiment. Why we need to make sample? We don't make sample now. We have digital trade show. You are talking now. I think you remember when we started. I was challenged and everyone say that क्या बात करते हो गारमेंट इंडस्ट्री में सैंपल कैसे नहीं बनेगा ऐसे बनेगा जब पीएलएम लग सकता है तो डिजिटल सैंपल भी बनेगा एंड टुडे वी हैव दैट some of my ex colleague and current colleague are sitting here. Today we have something called TMC, Technology Management Center. We invested 4 crore rupees to make digital version of it. So sometimes you need to invest, reinvest, and you have to convince, not necessarily. I have that business director like Parnam Barwa, who will not give any single pie without thinking 10 times. But it's up to you how you bring that money and give confidence to your management and show some of the result.
Yeah. Somewhere you mentioned that it's not a one person's initiative; it's a collective initiative, right? And which means that there has to be a cultural element to making some things like this happen. For what are the initiatives that you have taken and which has worked for you, which you can share with us?
Oh, very interesting question. I thought I must say it. Systematic change is always slow, and systematic change require lot of behavior change. Behavior change will never have come easy. Even I remember as a student, we have so much challenge to change the behavior. In organization, the challenge is more because you have certain set of people who believe in certain way of thinking, and it become culture of the organization. I think of three things which is very very important to change that behavior. One is that you have to create awareness and educate people. And educating people is simplifying the thing. Many time we complex the thing and people don't understand. Demystifying and simplifying the thing, which they understand better, always require awareness and education. Even I will give one example. One of our garmenting vendor who has no idea what is sustainability. ऐसे कुछ तो करते हैं. He says, sir, all these are big brand, bird, this and that, nothing I know. I say, how much is your productivity? How much is your efficiency? What kind of marker you use? I told you use recycle paper for marker. You use your efficiency to be better. Today, he say me almost 6 years now. He say that you have told me something which I will never forget as a sustainability. So I think you have to educate people what it means for them, and as a collective thing, you have to drive it as an organization. That is first. Second, I think any program is good, and anything can be managed if it is monitored well. So you need to have right metrics to review it with your financial number, non-financial number also. How you are driving that change, and if that delta is positive, you are creating the impact, whether it is internal stakeholder or external stakeholder. I think if you create that whole program management which is beneficiary for everyone, then they will support it. Again, when we acquire Pantaloon, we have no idea how we'll run it efficiently. And today I can tell you, we put one of the goal for energy efficiency. We put that time, we know that it's not well managed. We put energy efficiency to reduce 30%. We achieve 33%. Which business will not take interest if they are saving 3 crore rupees? So sometime I think you have to make that whole collective wisdom by simplifying the thing, by educating the people and monitoring it for the action which create positive impact.
Wonderful. And I think unless you measure, you can't improve. And finally comes there, and you made a system for reviewing all of this. Now, this is, I don't know, normally, I don't know, some things in the organizations are private, but I'm just asking this because something like this can help a lot of companies, right? Maybe this is true of people in the audience too. If you have some good practices, do we all put and share that in public domain so that another person need not go through the same journey?
I think wonderful. Every table has that one book where there is 100 case study, best practice.
Is that free and public?
Yes. It's
Okay.
in public. So that is one. Second, I think last thing, 2 minutes. I think one uh, one thing which is not in book and we all need to do. You mentioned that Ganesh. You mentioned that good thing is start from self and home. You know who is? I'm not sustainability expert, but who is my teacher? My wife and my mother. Nothing in my house is waste, whether it's food, whether it is material. Everything is segregated, recycle, reuse, and nothing goes to waste. Everything is that. So I think I have learned that practice and picked up as a behavior of mine. Today it is helping me as a professional. So if we all take that one practice, which we demonstrate to bring the change ourselves, you are the customer, consumer. Don't buy any brand which is irresponsible. Don't buy any cloth which is unethically made. Don't buy any design which is not thoughtfully created. Don't use any packaging material which is not good for environment, society, and anyone. So do it, and it doesn't require any gyan. It's just doing.
Yeah, doing is the biggest. Knowing is easy, doing is difficult, and this knowing doing gap is something that we need to fill. For hence, I think the purpose is to see how do we fill this gap, because we all know we have to be healthy, right? But how many of us routinely exercise 5 days a week? Knowing is not a problem, but I think the tips and tricks for making that happen is going through. It's a lot of hard work that you have done, and I think companies are looking forward to how one can actually do that, right? What I want to finally ask, and maybe we can have some questions from the audience, is if you must have done a lot of experiments. You said lots of experiments you do, some work, some don't work, right? And if you have to say those vital few that you must try, right? And the chances, irrespective of the industry.
So I think that three to four things I would say that we must try as a professional or as an organization. One is that resource efficiency. Anything which is not useful to the company, whether it is supplier, chemical, value chain, or consumer, use all that resource in efficient manner. Manufacturing inefficiency is something we call waste. There is nothing waste. We have been taught E is equal to mc square. One form of energy is converted into. We waste it. And today Birla Cellulose also say that that waste is resource for us. You give it to us, so we will convert into fiber. That's the thinking which is taking place. So I think resource efficiency is first and foremost. Second, I think it is start from everywhere. Design has to think what is the right design, what is the right material. Sourcing person need to be part of it from where they source. Is that vendor ethical? Is that production sustainable? Then third thing, warehousing, logistic and distribution. I think there need to be efficient way of doing that. And finally, consumer, lot of unsold inventory, lot of markdown sales is again inefficiency of the system. So how you use technology, how you use, I don't know, forecast is right word or predictive analytic is right word, but how you use technology to help you to design and create, which is more sellable, where your inventory is not there, where your wastage of reverse logistic is not there. I think that these are the three, four things I would say. Then finally, most important is that create awareness to consumer and customer, because they are the one who will appreciate or who will curse you as a next generation, because you are creating problem for them. If you are not solving, then it's some sin you are doing. Who taught us industrialization? Who taught us technology? The same way we need to teach and drive that sustainability as agenda for the industry. And I'm happy IFF has come forward and creating this platform. I think it need to be mass movement for systematic change. And day is not far if we do it everyone on ground. Because I just last week have that global fashion agenda, ambition to action. My intent is that I don't need to bring their practice here. IFF should go global and say, in India, we have done this. I think that is the day I am seeking. Thank you very much.
No, wonderful. Hats off to you for driving this initiative and also sharing your expertise with the audience. Maybe I think we can go for one or two questions.
I may not have answer for, but I will try to demystify.
Yeah, questions are very valuable.
Good afternoon, Dr. Tyagi. I'm Suresh from Goodway, Tirupur. See, when it comes to sustainability, today it is like every brand is want to adopt it. Not like 5 years ago, it is a buzzword. And when you develop a new product, it needs to pass a lot of challenges. Also, you need some visionary brands who could support the initiative. I take this time to thank Team Zivami that we have come up with a small product which is not in limelight, like it's a tag pin, the Kimballs. So initially it is a big challenge when it comes to from a tier 3 city. Uh, there are a lot of greenwashing also there in the industry. So when it comes to this forum like IFF and all, is there any way that we can create a like some system where a basic level of approvals for a standard products, so that when you go to a global level, it covers basic standards?
So I think that a lot of parallel work is happening on product standardization. And we as a apparel sector doesn't have anything called index. When you buy consumer good, you have that index, and you buy that rating star 1 to 5. But in apparel, there is no index. Many people have tried to do Walmart Sustainability Index, Nike MSI Index, SAC has that MSI Index, but it's not accepted well. National level, CII is driving green product labeling. The Ministry of Textile has constituted a ESG and sustainability committee where they are coming with that some index and maybe credit system. Early stage, because there is no harmonized standard to have common index. There are multiple index which is available in different country and a part of uh, legislation, but it's global standard there is nothing available. And maybe there was hope that Higg index will be taking that, but there was a lot of controversy regarding Higg index on H&M and they have to pull back. India, I think maybe Bureau of Indian Standard, Ministry of Textile, and CII. These people are working. Hopefully, something will come out. If information is required, I can share some of the information. And if anyone interested, I can connect with them.
Thank you so much.
Any other question? Yeah.
आसान पूछना.
Yeah, but see, the point is that we want to talk about it, and of course, we say that okay, there are few fast forward brand, like they do greenwashing and all that. It's easy to say, but few like-minded people like here or from the industry brands will get into sustainability and talk about sustainability, and they will genuinely practice sustainability. But are we discussing or talking or caring about the industry which is not here, which is the bigger portion, like Surat, Gandhinagar, Ludhiana, where there's a fake industry, where there's a digital happening, a chemical, digital, low quality printing happening on a low quality polyester, which is creating a huge landfill, which my grandson will encounter. So, of course, mushkil hai question, because I know we don't have an answer to this. This is something at the government level, but the government vision is 5 year, 10 year. So this is at what level? A religion will handle or humans will handle? But definitely we are heading towards problem. Already our fishes are full of, the ocean is full of plastic. But this is, for me, this is my life, and I'm very touchy about it. And when I go to Gandhinagar, or when I see my last minute supply, when my son orders some chocolate at night at 11:30 and very efficiently somebody delivers. But then when I look at the packaging, the plastic tape, the brown tape, like we as a corporates are not even training our Uber is not training the drivers not to honk. Our Blinks are not training their packager not to use extra tape. And they're not even shifting their expense of plastic brown tape to a paper brown tape, which is 5 times expensive. So, okay, this is one part which is Blinks of the world. I don't want to name any brand, but and we all order. I order apple that like when I forget apple for my dog, so I will quickly order. But I feel guilty. Why I was not organized. But then the era of technology and the way we are heading, I'm sure this is like a joyride taking us, creating more landfills. How many breaks we can pull? Because we people out there are maybe 7% of the creation and consumption and landfill. The bigger is in Gandhinagar and Surat or, Bangladesh or wherever. So, and then among us, there are people like H&M, so the guy wants to be more richer and they want to squeeze more. So I'm little activist on this front, but yes. So we have both side it's a valley, and so I don't know if this is a question which can be, but I'm sure Dr. Sab, you have an answer to this.
No, I may not answer, but I will try to attempt what is happening in this space.
Hanj.
I think very, very valid question and challenge. I always say that perfection is enemy of progress. Sometimes you need to make a small step to take big step. I've seen that Surat industry, I've seen Tirupur industry, Ludhiana industry myself in last 3 decades. And we have seen that how this evolve. Our Louis Philippe shirt is sold in Janpath or in Chennai in 300 rupees. We know it is fake. We know it is, and we try to use technology, whether it is fiber side or tracing side, that will be always there. Because I was able to see even name Dolce Gabbana to Tommy Hilfiger, any garment in Vietnam is 200 rupees, and which is equivalent or good as original. So I think this is parallel industry, cannot be killed immediately, but there is more awareness required, more technology enabling which will help. When you have that, I'm very optimistic that the way Ministry of Textile is active now, they are working on EPR, plastic extended producer responsibility. It was unheard 3 years before plastic waste management. Now all that big corporate, it's mandatory to put their invoice in their Central Pollution Control Board website, how much you have bought, consumed and disposed. So there are certain regulatory things which is trying to attempt it, but fake industry or getting professionalism in our cluster of Surat, Tirupur, I think we have seen good progress. Still there is no perfection. I know that Tirupur, how many unit was closed down on that pollution. Today, Tirupur is best example, even to produce best brand garment in that cluster. Surat always used to be replica and fake of, but today it is big market. And I know that Gori is sitting here, Sicharu is sitting here, how we have seen that improvement in that industry. It's still long way to go, but with all stakeholder, regulatory, technology provider, brand coming together, if there is some index, some traceability solution, maybe future it is possible. But at this moment, I don't think there is any solution available in isolation.
Thank you. I think we'll go back with that question. I think it's a much larger question, for a whole society to respond to. Thank you very much, Naresh, and
Thank you.
really appreciate your insights.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to me.